educators, experts gathered here because when we work together to welcome our distinguished guests today, and it's truly a privilege to have them with us. Principal of Sunshine Smart School, Mulekanda, each one of you to this spatial workshop of ideas, share knowledge, and with a wealth of address. Ma'am, can I have you?
Let us begin by introducing an inspiring educator, Ms. Meena Ma'am, who is currently serving as a principal of St. Benedict's. She has completed a postgraduate diploma in educational leadership under the Wipro Foundation and has undergone extensive work of Nandi Academy, where she shaped the school's vision, system, and curriculum. As academic director of GD International School, Uttar Pradesh, she refined her school educational approach with project-based learning and critical thinking strategies. Her leadership at St. Benedict's Academy brought experiential learning, need preparation systems, and NCC invitees for the forefront. She also trained educators. A big round of applause for her inspiring contribution to the field of education. I request our CEO, Mr. Purushothaman Emreti sir, to graciously present a bouquet as a mark of gratitude. Sunshine has flourished into a symbol of academic excellence and holistic development. He firmly believes that education is every child's basic right and strives to best values by providing value-based learning opportunities to students from all backgrounds. His stewardship is marked by a commitment to raising standards, supporting community initiatives, and inspiring innovation. Known for his courage, compassion, and mentorship, he continues to shape generations and uplift society through education. This concise profile highlights his role as a visionary leader who transforms education with a heartfelt commitment to equality and excellence. Although our chairman, Mr. Brahmananda Reddy sir, is not with us today, we uphold him with high regard and deep appreciation in his leadership. He is a distinguished educational leader with over 20 years of experience in academia and administration. He is a qualified trainer and administrator holding a CIDTL, Cambridge International Diploma in Teaching and Learning. Sir served as principal of City Shine PU College and is the CEO of Sunshine Group of Institutions. Known as a visionary and motivational leader, he combines his passion for academic excellence and innovative teaching with great care of students and staff. A versatile mathematician, he advocates experiential learning, turning schools into engaging, joyful environments with both students and teachers thrive. His leadership has shaped top institutions like Rayan International School and Akash, earning respect and administration across the academic community.
So now, we'll do a lot of work today. Yeah, lot of activities. Ready? Yes. Ready for that? Yes. Great, great. And we would be like children.
Yes.
How many of you want to be like a child today? Yeah? Raise hand. I'll do nice exercises then. You know what I do first thing? I tell the children, stand up. Yeah? I'm sticking to listening also and action. Yeah? Sit down. Stand up. What? Saji? Sit down. Stand up. I know you are tired of eating breakfast, running, rushing, and all that, but we forget. And then fresh day will start. So we will start our day with the circle time. You know what circle time is?
Yes.
Not only the standing in a circle, how many of you have learned about circle time?
So we will do rhymes and
You do rhymes and all that? Anyone else? Anyone else?
Story
You
time.
do circle time? Yeah. Story time, rhymes, singing,
Rhymes.
and
That's good thoughts.
good thoughts. Yeah. Anyone else do circle time? And also learning, respecting others. Very good. Good point. Anything? What do they learn through circle time? They gain confidence. Wonderful. They gain confidence. So we will discuss about it. Okay. Great. Just remember, you can change also. You can change your own. See, you saw it?
Yes.
What happened here?
Yes.
Okay. She shook it. She shook something.
Yes.
Did you observe? So at least one person should follow. Shall we make the rule? 3 people should follow after that. So now let's follow this very nicely and understand and feel it. Okay? So your hand should be supposed. If I'm starting from this side, then your hand should be like this. Okay? Soft, but not up on your left. Okay? It can start from any side. Okay? And it should reach to me as soon as. So shall we do a little faster?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
No goofing up. No thinking, no feeling. You feel the actual one. Think it? I got it. How many of you got? All. Pakka?
Yes.
Teach your children like that. But not touching the knee. Not touching the knees. Just make sure your knees are not touching. Other children feel uncomfortable. The game is starting and you will play outside maybe 10-15 minutes. You got second time? No, I got second time. दे दीजिए monkey.
Cat. Elephant.
Shouldn't repeat.
Lion.
Now change to the fruit.
Mango.
I'm teaching you this. You don't do with children. But 2-3 days, let them enjoy. Let them get the hang of it. Everyone remembers so many animals' names. Right now, because I have to teach you the different ways. So I'm changing. When they are ready to higher classes, you can do what I'm doing it. Okay.
Grapes. India. USA.
Colors. Colors.
Europe.
Colors? Red. Done. Great. Great job. Okay. If you guys can answer. Looking skills? Listening skills? Thinking skills? Speaking skills? Okay. Now I will say and you do the action. Okay? Looking skills? Listening skills? Thinking skills? Speaking skills? Concentration. Speaking skills. Thinking skills. Looking skills. Thinking skills. Speaking skills. Listening skills. Thinking skills. Were we harsh on you? So why do we do to children? Please don't do. And if children do that, make fun of others, please don't allow. We just gently lay out our golden rules. We listen to each other, we respect each other, we don't push to each other.
Just participate and you have to involve. It's not that we just go and lecture in the classroom. You all are getting trained to play, not to teach. You have to play with the children. For that you need a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Your involvement makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
The more you involve, the more care will be given by us.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So under observation,
Thank
you
you.
all are under observation. Cooperate to madam. Madam, really it is taking off.
And apply with sensitivity. Yeah, the word sensitivity is not getting hurt. This, do that, don't do that, don't do that. Can child be a good decision maker in that? Just follow. If you say I do, if you don't say I don't do. This is how we adults are developed. No, I'm not talking about that kind of education here. IT based, and we can't ban that. It has drawback, but they need to learn, isn't it? The time is different, yeah. So contemporary, but don't lose the values. Where they become discoverer. Isn't it that friendly? Accepting what you are, right? The group accepted. But though we could not follow all somewhere, so ethics in life, values in life is very important. And you have to inculcate in children how to be honest, how to be truthful, how to be sharing things, how to be kind. Yeah? So these are the ethics you have to introduce in the beginning. Yeah? Foster the ethical, emotional and intellectual sensibilities. Why does mean emotional? In India we don't talk about emotions. Is it in your textbooks written like that? No emotion. We just intellectual development. Emotion plays at home, in your life, yeah, at workplace. The emotions are the biggest role in life, and we don't give the education for that, isn't it? We don't pay attention. So emotional and intellectual together, sensibilities, right? We should have senses about it. We should not have only the knowledge and information. We should have sensitivity, understanding about it. Yeah? So this is the vision, I work on it. I want to tell you, project-based learning has a very method. Teachers give them the work, children go home, and parents do that work. Or nowadays, the business people are very smart. They study well. What project, what is the syllabus, what is the CBSE or ICIC has asked. They create the project, you can purchase those projects. This is not the project-based approach. Project is completely systematically step-by-step learning methods, right? With one theme. That one theme could have an interdisciplinary approach. They can learn maths, they can learn languages through that, they can learn science, they can learn the ethical behavior also. Yeah, that's called project-based approach. Yeah, like leave we have taken, they stick it. And how do they? They learn to speak about their project. They can show and tell. Pre-KG I'm talking about, or KG section. Yeah, and you can teach them different kind of shapes and edges of the leaves, colors of the leaves, differentiate, touch of the leaves, and you can teach the name of the trees through that. So it's a complete project. You can design 7 days for that. Yeah? And through that project you teach them languages. Your English will work. You can teach, your Hindi will work, or your Kannada will work through that. You understood what I'm talking about project based? Yeah? Is it clear? Yeah, okay. Okay. Hands-on learning, skill based, same. What are the skills we have used so far in circle time? Concentration. These are skills? And, yeah. Reading a skill, writing a skill, thinking a skill. All the skill based you should, or working like designing something, creative skills, yeah. Learner centric based. What does it mean? In the beginning we have said somebody learn by doing, somebody your lesson plan. And the second part, give them the observation. Give them books, give them certain activity, take them out. Yeah? So they will learn through the observation. The third part of it, give them to do those activities. Allow them to do. It would be mess in the beginning. But don't worry about the mess. Teach them how to clear the mess. Okay? So it should be learner-centric. Okay? Teamwork, design your project, design your activity where you give them the teamwork. Yeah?
Going on, language is going on, right? Science going on, how does tree grow, why the trees are different kinds, why the leaves are different, what they eat, what is consumed in life. Life sustains, evolved this way. What did I say? If nature is not there, we love the ground, right? You learn towards the trees, forests, rivers, mountains. How do they contribute to our life? Not like in America, we say that milk comes from the baby. Or many of our children in cities, they don't know who's giving the milk. Yeah? How to disconnect with the nature of your life, connecting together. When we take them for nature walk, they connect with you. They connect with the nature. Nature walk is very important. In your school, create a timetable for each class. Even you don't have a nature around, but take them for a walk. Over nature, next class, other class, outside, make sure that the children go for a walk. Making friends on a walk. When they walk, they learn to develop the relationship. They learn to make their friends. In the classroom, reading textbook number or ABCD, can they learn to make friends? So give them opportunity to make their friends, to develop their social and personal skills. Okay, they explore the new materials also, flying on the board. Even in your school, place, they ask them to observe things. What is the use? How it is made? Right? Okay, out of the box, completely. Allow them whatever they do sometimes. Emotional development, which I talk a lot. And through certain time, I didn't have much of the time. If God gives us more chances, I'll teach you how to be developed emotional. Is that the time? Did you exercise your emotions? No? What are the emotions? Emotional learning will not there. Huh? Learning to be patient. Huh? Learning to stop your ego. Learning to forgive the mistakes of other persons. Watching yourself. Why am I not paying attention? I'm all going here and there. Or did you not learn that no, I'm not loud enough? Why am I shy? Is it not emotion? Please understand what is emotion and help children to develop that. Yeah? There will be fights in the classes. Yeah? Why do the fight? Don't give them order.
listen to them. What happened? What you did? How you respond? Is it good to respond like that? What will happen if you respond like that? So please interact with them. Teacher-student relationship is most important. All the videos on the IT based are available to teach the concepts. Corona has taught us, right? But did children love it? Did they love that time? No. They missed that. Your assembly should be interesting. Lot of activity should be there. Yeah? Lot of different kinds of, lot of presentation work done by the children. Okay? And several time also could be part of assembly. Learning together. As a teacher, I was learning how this child learns. Repeat it. We learn from children and how children learn. And how can I learn to teach? This is one project which I had done. I want to tell you. One of my teachers was sharing that when Wiser is a platform and his rural people could not go to toilet. There were no toilets in there. So they used to make the banana boats. Boats for the unused, banana, how they, after crops they have used rest, you got it. So they used to go through that river all the time. Slowly, their own illustration, their writing. And this foundation is brilliant. They are preschool. Please make sure they read. Now, I developed the technique of where children teach the chapter, not the teacher. They teach math, they teach science, they teach mathematics, and they are divided into groups, teamwork, which I say. They pick up that topic and they teach to entire class. They send the question paper also. They take the assessment. Can you believe that? And they do better than us. These are the experimental education I have done. This kind of work I have done. And they got distinction in board exam. You just don't ask any I to pick up the books and all that. Ask them. Give them the responsibility. And everywhere you will see the activities. This is the gardening. Gardening and maths, they are doing it. They are measuring this land. Yeah. They made the houses also. They gifted me because there was construction on that side. On my birthday, within the starting of the school, within 2-3 months, they built a house with these bricks and closed my eyes and took me in their room. They made a 2-bedroom, kitchen and everything with these bricks. I'm telling you. And they were not so private. They were not big because I was starting that. So every year, stationery used to give it to children. No teacher will do that. No admin person will do that. Children will get to know how many children are there, what is the material has been bought, how to pack it and how to distribute. And the time was given to lunchtime and break time. They cannot bunk the classes. I'm talking about primary level. Kindergarten and primary level. They are not big children here. See that? No teacher will intervene. If the fight happens, something happens at teacher, you just do that facilitation. You don't give the complete order and solution. They will find out the solution. For younger one, you don't need big things. You just get a tub, basket, small bowls, and the tell them which is floating as. Preschool, please start it. Get different material. Give them the bowl, or they can bring the waste boxes from home. Fill up with the water. Take them little out, or even in the class. Put a newspaper. And ask them to that which is sinking, which is floating, which is different, touch and feel. All these even in a small room, don't think that, okay, I don't have this facility. Solar boat. And he's visited, the parents were coming to there, so he had a mom, and his son was also coming. He developed at the age of, he's a fifth standard child. He developed the solar boat, running with the solar energy at that time. And also in this school, children made the lift. They worked with engineer, they made a lift, working lift. So the first floor, some exhibition was there and parents were going through the lift. It was designed by these children. They stopped beating children, they started respecting children, and they allowed the activity-based learning. My parents stopped asking the marks because I interact a lot with parents. I remind them what is their life. How did they learn? Right? When you behave with a child and your husband or wife behaves with you, would you like it? If judgment happens. Okay? So, interact with the parent. Parenting is a very important skill. So please talk to your parent. Give them time. Listen to them. By listening to them, you will find the ways how to correct that person, how to motivate that person, how to put the right things. Yeah? Take the children, like they are talking to the police officer, they went to the railway, traffic police, doctors. Yeah? Please design your calendar. Every month, some visit out. Yeah? और maybe so सब्जी वाले के पास बुला लीजिए चले जाइए. Ask them how she lives, how she works, what time she gets up, what are her difficulty, what is her fun. They used to grow the vegetable this much. Okay? I would suggest also, if there's some patch, just acquire that. Tell your owners, I need a place for gardening. Like one of the school where there was no, I was just helping the teachers. So what I collected, there was a box, carton box. Children used to bring the old boxes or whatever waste material, and we used to get some soil, and all the seed, moong, dhania, mirch, and all that, the small boxes they remove. Make sure you do gardening. See, I will do gardening. If you can set the clay area, please set up the clay area. If you can't, the maximum you can get the old atta, goti. And there are videos available how to make the play doh. Please make it compulsory. Design it. 10 minutes, children keep the corner and put some bowls and the atta. Children will go whenever they finish their work, will go and work there. Create a learning center. One is a reading center where you keep the baskets of books, this clay doh or clay, or painting drawing center where colors and papers, everything is available. And listening. South Indian children visited 15 days and to different parts of country. They went to Rajasthan, they went to Vrindavan, they went to Nainital, Agra. They were up to 15 days away from parents. The kind of learning happened, and maximum children now on a very big post. Very big post. They can't forget their experience when I take them for excursion and knowledge. So talk to your owners or talk to the management to give a short excursion for the day or maybe night to stay in the school. Pre-KG I don't know, but a little bigger children, first standard or maybe UKG, for the whole day, maybe more hours. You cook together, make salad together. Some different activity out of the routine. Yeah? They were selling also to their parents. Few days, they did free. They themselves decided why every day mama gets free sabji. So they did, we will earn money and we'll make our own greenhouse. Project-based learning. This was the project I was talking. This is the banana boat. There's a whole film done by a very big filmmaker from England. Yeah. So, and can you believe that they saw the dam and there was a water around in my school and they started making the dam without even asking me in lunchtime. They collected material, they made the dam. where they have learned this is the sundial. It's a wow moment. You know the sundial, through the sun you can tell the exact time. Yeah, there's hardly 30, 40 minutes at least for tracking. Tie up with different trackers. Safer, but take that. Almost I'm done, so yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. So I just want one.
We can bring into the existence and we can discover and we can explore. So it will go to a next level of education.
And serving that once all kids are learned with real life experience.
We challenge how to handle parents.
Very good question.
So how did you handle the parents? Because the process is very good. It is giving a real life experience, everything. But how did you convince the parents?
When slowly children go home to burst with the confidence and asking them questions. Papa, you're constructing this house, how much money? From where you are buying the bricks? Or cement? What is the cost of the cement? How the cement are made? When parents come, my child is asking so many questions. When I look at this chapter, open up the science chapter, what is it talking? Okay? Maths. Yeah? What is the budget? What is the profit? What is the loss? The money investment. Isn't it your maths? When parents start understanding. Initially, don't read. It's not easy job. But as I said, if you are convinced, I was convinced. This is the education. Because till second or third, I didn't know how to read.
But not in such a way. It was good. Thank you.
Like, for example, if they are playing the mud, let them play. Most of the mothers don't play with the mud, you will get some infection like that. So I let them play whatever they want.
Children environment is so much that it will leave a long-lasting imprint in their mind. So they are only developing and designing project, and they are looking out for the material themselves. So that
it is like they should learn by experience and observing, and we should let them to observe and see things in their way.
The child is allowed to do only certain kind of tasks, or they have the ability to do only certain kind of tasks. That mentality, I think, should go out, because they are capable of doing a lot more than what we preset our mind that children can only do this.
This type of training, whatever one was done, we don't do the anchoring for annual day or Christmas, anything. Our students only will do. That is trained up by my principal.
And approach you, and you are really giving them valuable information, and they are getting it in a very positive way, and they definitely go on to implement in their schools. And for the society, the positive seeding is very, very important. That's really great that we have from you. I'm not that expert in analyzing and talking about the KG section as well. As an educator, what I've learned and in my journey, what I've learned is when it comes to the KG section, your children are really, they are a clay, fresh. The responsibility what a KG teacher have here is very, very important. What you feed and what you seed, they will reflect in the schools and in the society. They will definitely admire. It's not the parent or it's not somebody else who mold them. It's you really mold them. Your attitude. I mean, any child's attitude when you start measuring in the schools, it is completely depending on the preschool or the preschool teachers. Their preschool teachers' dressing sense, their hygiene, their attitude towards others, everything is reflected and it's been seeded in the children. So you have a lot of responsibility because what you are, your children need. What you are is the future. So let us talk about this now after the lunch. I know you all are really feeling a bit hungry after getting a lot of information. Let's all join together for the lunch.
And really, we are very happy to see you all feeling comfortable. Thank you. Let's continue.
My kind attention, everybody. You should have to involve. First, you have to accept and involve, and you should have, your voice should be very loud. Yeah. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Thumbs in. Thumbs up, thumbs in. Elbows up, elbows down. Elbows up, elbows down. Knees bent, feet apart, tongue out. Tongue out. Knees bent, tongue out and feet apart. Yeah, jump up, jiguja.
So truly inspiring. Ma'am provided us with a deeper understanding and of how young minds develop. Practical teaching strategies to nurture creativity and learning, and the importance of building strong partnership between parents and teachers. Our guidance and experiences have given us valuable tools to support children's holistic growth both academically and emotionally. First, we have Ms. Jayanti Ma'am, a visionary leader in the education sector. Joining her is the remarkable Dr. Haribabu sir, a brilliant software engineer. They will share insight and strategies and practical approaches to ensure a smooth and effective transition for
what steps can preschool take to reduce the anxiety in the children who is moving from preschool to grade?
No, my heartfelt thanks to the Sunshine Smart School Group of Management. Thank you to Mr. Purushottam sir and Joyce ma'am and Mr. Gangadhar sir for organizing such a wonderful and thoughtful session, which is the need of the hour. Now, a very nice question regarding the anxiety. Who doesn't have anxiety, right? We all have. The moment you give a person an unplanned or unprepared session to them, the moment you ask them to do a task which they are not prepared for.
This question is for Mr. Haribabu. I would like to know the key gaps that you observe between the play school learning outcomes and the school entry expectations from the administrative perspective.
By profession, I was a software engineer. By passion, I'm an entrepreneur. And by choice, I'm an entrepreneur. So, and first of all, congratulate to Sunshine Management for conducting such a wonderful event, which is, as ma'am mentioned, it is need of the hour for every teacher to embrace their knowledge and just to update themselves, with their time. So, yeah, obviously, the key gaps, what I feel like the alignment of the curriculum. So what preschool teach, especially they make kids developmental readiness. Whereas big schools, they expect the mastery. So they should be perfect in the writing, speaking, fluent English, and reading, and follow the instructions, whatever the teacher will say. The kind of independent kid which big school will look from a preschooler, so that create somewhere stress on the preschooler, especially the preschool is following different pedagogies like play-based learning and the experiential learning, and when we call it as child-centric, the regular method and Montessori methods. So these things, and mostly the teacher and the student ratio. it is mostly 12, 13 to 15 marks. Whereas coming to big school, so 25 to 35, in some schools they are following this. So somewhere the as ma'am mentioned, that anxiety also, the kind of anxiety when they enter from a small preschool environment to a big school environment where the classes are big, the kids are more, and moreover, 3-4 years they will be with the known faces, like the kind of friends they made in nursery, pre-KG, and senior KG level. So when they come to big school, so they see everybody new faces, and obviously, the kid will have that anxiety when they enter in a new environment. So the curriculum alignment can be kind of designed for the first initial 1 or 2 months, which the big school will not jump into the regular academics, so-called textbook-driven academics. So instead of that, do some play-based activities and maintain the decorum what they have been doing it. So slowly, you can take it to that level, and that's how probably you can fill some of the gap in the initial period.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Karunambika, representing Early Geniuses Preschool, Electronic City. My question to Mr. Haribabu, sir. Curricular inconsistency across preschools a major concern for school administrators, and how can institutions collaborate to address this?
Any age the kid, when as I mentioned, they enter into the classroom with that anxiety. If you ask any question, probably he or she might not answer, because the kid is still not making that bonding with the teacher. The way she said, like the motherly bonding. Once they make that, time they will open up. Initially, they don't open up because she's a stranger. She's a stranger at the end of the day. So that's how the kind of practice which any teacher can do. So let us understand, and mainly I strongly recommend the first grade teachers when they take admission, they give the report cards from the previous school. Please go through it. Try to understand where this kid is lacking. So probably they can work out on those gaps, to fill those gaps, and make the kid confident. So the moment the kid is confident, definitely he will do the wonders. So, and mostly still nobody knows why this big school will conduct a screen test while taking the admission. Are they here to provide the give the admission only for the one who clears the screen test, or to everyone? So from my point of view, education is the right for every kid, and parents have the right to choose which school they want to take admission. So at the end of the day, when the kid comes to a different environment, he might not say few things, he might not answer few things. That doesn't mean that they don't know. So I'm sure here most of them are preschool teachers. I know how much they are putting hard work, and the main thing is, from parents' point of view, if kids don't get through the screen test in big school, that means we are not doing good. By keeping that in mind, every preschool management and the teachers are putting a lot of effort to make sure that the kid knows everything, whatever the age appropriate curriculum, whatever we have mentioned. So they are focusing on that, and they are going to the next level of their education.
So how important is social and emotional development during this transition, and how we schools should strengthen it?
Because we as educators, we run behind the marks of the students. Marks have become inevitable, through which we measure the caliber of the child. That has become the trend, if I can say. Now, what could be the generic, professional courses which are available, medical or engineering, isn't it? So, on what basis they get into these seats when they go to older grades is marks. Am I right? So, when we conduct a curriculum, we have a curriculum in a school, and we conduct the curriculum every month, we have to assess the children. You do that? Yes, we assess them based on various parameters. Now, when we assess them, we give them grades based on the performance. We try to help them do better if they have not done well, so that their grades are maximum A plus, right? When it comes to socio-emotional connect, many students do not know how to express themselves. They feel like introverts. They are not wanting to be a part of the group. That is because of what? The lack of involvement. There could be certain other dynamics, like the child himself or herself is medically unfit. There could be challenges. There are many reasons which is coming up these days, like the children who are suffering from special needs, the autistic children, the children who are having ADHD, and the children who are not able to come up due to lack of speech therapy and things like that. You must be facing all these children. First thing, what a preschooler, an educator should do is identify such challenges. Parents may not accept, parents may not understand, but if you can see on a daily perspective, what is the difference between a regular faring child and a child who is not expressive in all those aspects? So identify those children, and at a very early stage you have to collect evidences and collaborate it with parents. Without the support of the parents as management and as educators, you cannot bring about a change in the emotional needs of the child, isn't it? So we need the collaboration of the parents. As a curriculum, you're all doing wonderful. You have everything set up, and every curriculum is defined and designed so that it is tailor-made by you all to the children, isn't it? You penetrate the curriculum in such a way that whichever child wants, how much ever level of understanding, you give it to them. And you repeat it time and again by enriching them with more and more of knowledge, especially with regards to fundamental literacy and numeracy, isn't it? You give them all the skills. But when a child is not emotionally strong, the child can't handle fear, the child can't handle himself any difficult situations, the child will start crying, throwing tantrums, not wanting to come to school, not wanting to socialize with people, and it gets into depression. Right? So the first thing that you have to do is identify, and as I told you earlier, jot down the anecdotes of the child wherever they are exhibiting such things, and please collaborate it with parents. Once you take the confidence of the parents and you make them understand that time and again this is getting redundant and there needs a special intervention of a special person, propose it to them, and I think the emotional needs of the students will definitely be overcome this way. Okay, thank you.
Like, do we have a prescribed syllabus which is planned, or should we plan, or we shouldn't, when it comes to the preschool activities? Madam, like for the future ready, what are the things to be taught in the preschool so that in this competitive, what as sir said, there is a screening process. Then and there they go, in the big schools. So to compete with or to get into such kind of schools, or to make parents understand the differences. You have any plans in the preschools where children would be ready to take up the challenges, future ready challenges?
Before that, once Gandhi said, farmers are the backbone of this country. Yes, we all do agree on that. I can also add that teachers are the heart of the country. Without teachers, there is no next knowledgeable generation. So they are the one who is making the nation and future nation. How much ever the technology will develop, in ongoing. During lunch hour, I was talking to a gentleman, so he said in China, robots are working in the dark also, and they are doing perfection without light. So that sort of things we are going to see in future. Everything can be replaced by a AI and the robotics, whatever. But no one can replace a teacher. So that's the greatness of you and your profession. I always feel proud of it. And yes, coming to this AI, in early childhood education, AI will definitely brings a kind of excitement in kids, so because they love gadgets, they love to see screen time, and so that sort of. But I feel like there should be some proper. We have to set some proper screen time. So obviously, in that early childhood education, the AI means only the screen time or giving any supportive product for that.
Policies and measure of assessments. Now, when we come to the teachers or the educator leaders, that I have to tell them, the only thing that I will tell them is emphasize on the reading skills of the students. Most students face difficulty in identifying letters and comprehending a passage or narrate a story when they come to express themselves. The expression is very, very tough. Getting to understand what the child is thinking itself is tough when it comes to primary teachers. So, as a curriculum, they did not develop a new curriculum as such, but redefining the curriculum by changing the teaching strategies or the methodologies depending on child to child centric. That would really help every child to understand. And as such, we have certain report cards patterns in which you grade a child whether the child is a beginner or a developing stage or an advanced stage. Yes. So apart from that, if a teacher can write a small write-up about the child and tell them, take this write-up and show it to the grade 1 teacher whom you are going to get admitted in, then the teacher who's understanding about the child will have a clear knowledge of what this child is all about or what your teachers want to convey about it. So that transition, that communication gap can be filled with anecdotal portfolios or with detailed explanation of what the child was and how the child has traveled. Apart from that, foundational this literacy and numeracy, which is already being worked upon, and skills, that is the LSRW skills, is what is primarily important for the children to transit smoothly into grade primary 1 and primary schools. Thank you.
Back to China and their advanced level of learning, our children need minimum 30 years to reach today's scenario of China. Like, how do you agree with this, or what changes would you expect our system to be changed when it comes to the framework?
Jayanti, I think the questions they have covered mostly very foundational level, and also I really respect and agree with you that AI or any robot cannot take human beings. So true. But also this is the world where we are living it. We can't deny. And we can't change, we cannot go back. It's a yoga. So we have to accept it, whatever is running. But many things in our generation and in our hand, we can still think wisely and also allow our children to lead a better life or a good life. How we can do it? I just want to say, when your first question you asked it, we in our human life there are 4 or 5 main areas. One is that physical development, emotional development, which we neglect a lot, I don't know why, and this spiritual development. Spiritual is not for me religion that, okay, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai or like that. Spiritual quest, we take birth with that, okay, who we are, what we are, how do we live, what is this environment, what is this universe, and how we are connected, the quest. Yeah, the spiritual well, so and intellectual well, or cognitive. So these 5 well, each school or each place, a home also, we have to keep in mind. And we need to give the equal place to that. The child, I don't know, it's emotional not that. The child wants to know why my brother got 5 chocolates and I got 4 chocolates, or you love my sister more or not to me. All these issues should be handled rightly and right way. And in a school also, what do? We suppress that. We don't handle that. And we tell the children, okay, fine, don't fight. Take out your notebook, do this. This is the period. This is not the place to talk. Why do we do that? The whole growth, whole development will be based on that. They don't know how to do that. Sorry to say that maximum suicide rates are like IIT and the people highly educated or they've done everything, earn money and all that. There's nothing more than that. So regarding the China, I was watching a video and I circulated to my parents also for different reasons, not to compare with them. They remember three of them. Children sitting, there was a place, the video was that 3-year-old children cooking, knitting, are doing all the work, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, doing everything. Why they have developed so fast? Being the challenge of that highly populated and less resources, whatever challenges they have, but they have beaten the world. They can create anything. The one thing which they have focused on, hands-on working. They are teaching their children not rote learning, not degree-based, but every child and every person has to work. Only that they get the bread and butter. So the one thing which we need to do that our own system where our children should work at home, our children should work at school. The school which a very big school I did set up earlier in Rajasthan, my children were cleaning the school. There was no separate servant. I'm sorry to say, it's a very controversy. You may also not like many of you. Parents, we face all the problems. Somebody asked me in my previous session. So it was not easy. On the annual function, the person what they are making our children to sweep the floor. They're not paying the fees for sweeping the floor. Okay? And then I want to say, if your child is going to America, many students came back because they have to sweep the floor, they have to cook the food. And you spend lakhs and lakhs to send there. And the child is incapable to do that. The child came back. Okay? So we have to teach our children to work. And school has to pay attention on, I remember like doing circle time also that helps, gives you the platform for emotional learning and intellectual learning and physical. What whole day sitting in the classes and having 1 or 2, 3 periods in a week? It's not fair. Children's bones crack, they want to play. So I'm so happy that you did this activity. Really, it energizes. So please follow what Professor has taught you. So many times you can do during the day. I'm going to do many times. So we have to pay attention on all 4, 5 well. Clearly, we have to educate our parents. Parenting workshop, you have to keep it. And raise the basic questions. That what you have learned, what you have done. The parents say that my child is not doing this, and this. Okay, then because sorry, I could not become a doctor. Introduction, you have to make them to realize they are not puppets, so you can make everything. So I think we have to work on real education and make our children confident and also teach them the value of money. As I showed you, my children make a lot of handicraft. They grow vegetables, they sell it in China, competition. So they do each and everything. And then they sell, they earn money, there's economics learning and how my family is run, how my school is running, what are the difficulties of the parent, what is the difficulty of the society, and make them to meet each worker, different role of people, and interview them, talk to them, so that direct education goes to them.
To Jayanti ma'am, this is about my daughter only. She is bright only ma'am. She can score about 90 also. But when I introduce her new concepts, for example, in a math, I gave her 10 rupees. She buys a chocolate for 6. How much she left, how much she had.
So if I ask her the questions kind of like this, she's not able to answer confidently. Is expecting too much out of the first grader. So no, she's that kind of girl. That's why I'm expecting.
Correct. I'm answering you as a parent. I'm telling you this remark. Every parent's problem it is, not only yours. It is the greediness of the parent to want more. In front of others, she's not answering. She knows everything in other concepts. Okay, math could be difficult.
Yeah, that's
No, I'm trying to be rhetorical. I'm not asking you. It's a rhetorical expression that I'm telling you of all the parents that we generally have now. It is not a problem. I think we will have to be open to change the way we question. Now, sometimes we tell, be honest. If I tell you, don't tell lies, how do you feel? It's like a command. Now, when you ask them how much is left, it's like, oh, this is another question. I already have so much to think about. This mommy is asking this. Should I answer? Should I not answer? Should I tell the right answer? What if I tell the wrong answer? So, from a child's perspective, encouragement is required.
Sure.
If you are intelligent, obviously your offspring will be intelligent. No doubt in that. You are good at maths, definitely your child will be good at maths. Isn't it? Only thing it takes time, the way you encourage. Like one madam asked rightly, don't think about maths. Don't worry about whether she is able to give you the answer, whether 6 rupees or 2 rupees. No. She's responding well. She's able to connect with you. She's telling the truth. She's of good character. She's respecting elders. She values human beings. That is more important.
Probably you can Google it. So in this scenario, probably you can implement this. So what is anecdotal assessment? It's a visionary assessing the kids, like narrative style of visionary in assessing the kids' skills and their approach and their what you call the developmental things. So instead of asking, I gave you 10 rupees or whatever, so we just make a story out of it. The way she said, change the question, the way you ask, which they can understand. Because for you, it will be very simple. 10 rupees, 6 rupees, kacha ho gaya, 4 rupees left. But for them, they have to imagine in such a way where they will come up with the answer. And I'm sure even UKG kid can answer to this question if you ask in such a way. And also, I request all of you to create an environment where the way of teaching can be changed. So instead of saying like Sahana knows colors, instead of that, in front of the class, you can say, hey, do you know, today I gave some assessment to Sahana. She could able to separate red block separate, green block separate, and yellow block separate. And she could recognize all the colors. So that will give a kind of interest and excitement in the kids. Oh, ma'am will describe me this much. Just okay, you know colors, so they will not excite. So you have to make the kid excitement so that they will feel interested in learning. It might happen from the mates because they get irritated sometimes, and because we have to educate them also. What they do at home, they implement the same thing in the school. So you have to educate little bit with your mates, saying that keep yourself your temper little under the limit, so that they will not show that frustration on the kids. But this is everybody is facing this. There is no solution for this. Only we have to change the parents' mindset.
I agree, sir, and I'm happy that you have brought this way, and we all face this kind of problems. One thing which I do, which helps me as a teacher also, is that there's no difference between. I don't bring anything, no attitude change, no hour as an adult, as teachers, or as a principal, change towards that child. You just think that, okay, the child has done all from his part, and nothing is influencing us. Remain sane. The child will not encourage that, child will not get into that business. And then parents come, a son has used a counseling word. We have to understand the word counseling. How do we counsel? You same method and same theory will not work with each parent. You know, you have to talk to the similar. I talk to my doctor parents in their terms. I talk to my farmer parents in their terms. I talk about the crops, land, and all that. With the counseling, you know, you have to learn to be able to do the counseling rather than focusing on my feeling, how the child can do, how the parents are asking. They don't understand. When you counsel, when you talk to the parent, when you talk to the child, it doesn't happen. You don't get success in that. You just remain sthit pragya. You know, neutral, and just try to solve that according to their level. Yeah? Only that will function. If we have to so much of like biases, we take on, we get irritated, we get frustrated, and I'm right, I'm doing good. But this is not the right thing. You have to win over, right? You have to get the success. You have to put your point across. You have to help them to understand. So that's the right approach you have to take it. Thank you.
Because the book was pushed a little, eraser has fallen down. But what the child will go home and tell, someone took my eraser. And the child will be walking from the washroom to the classroom. The child will slip and fall down by itself. Somebody push me from behind, and whoever is coming in line will be the scapegoat, the person to be blamed. So this can be overcome with supervision. What I generally do with the pre-primary children is, I don't even wait this matter to go to the parents. Look, he didn't push you, you fell yourself. Look, the eraser is down, you have to search properly. Educating the children to understand not to blame others, rather introspection at a very young age will help the children overcome their thoughts and they'll think before they speak. Jayanti ma'am told me, maybe my eraser would have fallen down, let me find it. Then the child will go home and get habituated to tell that, no mama, the eraser had fallen down. The child will not go and tell, somebody took my eraser. So this is the method I follow by training the children and educating them, and that is possible only with proper supervision. If a teacher is sitting in one corner and correcting the books, checking the books and doing the grading, not noticing what exactly has happened, then the child will win, isn't it? So supervision will definitely help you to overcome such situations.
One part is supervision, our adults' alertness. But another part is that to develop the scientific attitude. How do we develop? By asking questions. Is that where did you keep it? When did you see the last? What happened? Do you think others can take it? Do you think your friend can take it? Even they will say that they have developed this. He has taken, she has taken, and all that. So then you ask further questions to them. Rather than, because everything we can't be. We are not super men or women all the time. We are not available for the children. But we have to develop their scientific attitude by asking questions, by inquiring, by finding it out, yeah? So, or by being honestly sharing it. Yeah.
I would like to give some tips because we're all from preschool background. So I'm sure some of the owners and if only teacher would have come, you can pass on this to your management. How many of you are giving a homework out of, I mean, not on the books? I mean, any oral homework or anything, So practice this at least once in a week. Ask a kid when you are going back home, see how many green color objects you have seen. Or next day morning when you are coming to school, see how many blue color objects, how many bikes you have seen, how many cars you have seen. So it is just an example I am saying. Likewise, you always give one topic as a homework to the kid, ask them to come and express. So why I am saying this, the kid will build the confidence in speaking and the stage fear will go. I'll tell you a typical Indian parent mindset. if kid speaks good English, my kid is very talented kid. Trust me, if kid knows nothing, that if kid is talking in a fluent English, the parent will feel from inside that my kid is very talented. So, I want you to try to that thought process and create more, do academics. I'm not saying stop academics. Apart from academics, do something which they can develop their communication. Talk to the kids. Always ask a lot of questions. Come up with the questions and ask. Expect some kind of 2-3 sentences of the kid. Develop their communication skills and also as the eraser, pencil, this kind of things definitely will give some black mark on the management that your teacher is not keeping eye on my kids' things. So tell them, add 500 rupees extra in the fee structure. Provide everything from school. Don't send anything to school. Tell them the ratio is everything will be provided by the management. That no need to worry about pencil erasers, small things. So this kind of small things probably you can practice. And also before eating food, ask them to do the prayer. I'm sure if you Google it, a lot of prayers are there. So when the kid goes to home and do the prayer in front of the parent, trust me, the parent will. If you don't teach anything, this kind of things if your kid knows, and also if any parent friends or any visitors are coming to home, you tell them to greet them. Hey uncle, how are you? Would you like to have some water? So this basic manners, if you teach, if they follow at the home, that's it. You are doing pretty good in your school. Forget about academics. These are the tips which I have been following from many years, and this is working now. I know we're all competitors at the end of the day, but let us have a healthy competition. Let us grow together.
Like as Sir has mentioned, prayers and all that. That reminds me, in Steiner education for Germany, what I have seen is that they are different. Steiner education are different system. The 3 years the same teacher continues, 3 or 6 years. So the reason is that they get to know the child in each, and they help the child character to develop. The drawback of a child is the question also that the teacher is lacking something. They pass on it to the child also. It is a positive and a negative parts also. What I like, one thing, one is that you resonate, like Sir has taught similar way. They have like a sound and that physical action, like like that. So I'll teach you later that part. But each routine you have to get to the pre-primary level. Structure you have to get that. And how did they get the time sense? They don't know. So when the teacher will say, okay, in lunchtime or canteen, the bell will do that. That doesn't get the time sense. So that one of the natural way they do that, they sing the song for that particular activity. And I find it very effective. Many teachers have told me when I taught that, it is working so well. For example, if they are going for washroom and all that, and they have to go in a line, the hokey nana walk with the beat. And that naturally, while singing and walking, that natural rhythm comes in that. I saw it verbally, and then beautifully, no teacher would say, hey, follow the line, nothing, no instruction. They sing the song and they walk it. And the same way, the one prayer which I really like after religion, Sun has brought us this, Earth has given birth, water has given something, I forgot it because I stopped saying that. Thank you, Earth and Sun, and that's a God. But the God would be all a bit different in India, different concept. So what they were doing it, Sun, Earth, water. So they were thanking to this very practically. So that before eating, they are handing enjoy your meal, and thank you, sun, and thank you, water, and thank you, earth. We will never forget it. And then they will hold and enjoy your meal, and finish your food. So these are the practices to teach the child the value along with the time sense. Ghanti he will not do. But the value that now we have to go and wash our hands, to walk with the beach or rhythm or in a line, so create the song. Create the songs for each activity. And nothing you have to tell. When you start singing, they all start singing and they get into that structure.
We all are teachers. Let us all come to a realizing point of view of the things. Do we all like our children taking a knife and playing with that? Do we all like that our children approach the fire and they feel the burn? We don't. Do you all like when our children are playing and they fall down and then when they are hurt? Do you accept it? Do you? Do you appreciate and do you encourage that? We don't. We don't, right? Okay. See, that's where we all have to think. What we do is, we as teachers, parents, whomever, we don't want our children to do any mistake. That is the biggest problem at today's scenario, where children are not feeling their mistakes because we restrict them not to make any mistakes. One thing, when an individual have to feel themselves to be very strong and come to the realizing point only when they are allowed to make mistakes. The problem with us is we just stop them, we just restrict them from making mistakes. And we have erasers, but still we will not allow our children to write any mistakes in the pencil. Though we have erasers, we will not allow our children to make any mistakes. When they are writing it, immediately when you are finding them, writing something wrong and their slant and other things are wrong, immediately you hold their hand and you make the corrections. That means we are not allowing our children towards making mistakes and learning from the mistakes. Let us all come to an understanding that, in our preschool levels and school levels, we allow our children to make mistakes and learn from the mistakes. Kindly, if possible, encourage your children to learn and make mistakes so that you make them realize right corrections.
When we reach by November, we are very happy with the kids and parents. But of November, the parents are different with the play school head or the teachers. Because it's the time of admission for other classes, like higher classes, if they want to go for upper kindergarten or first standard. And parents have one picture in their mind. My kid has to be in the top school. And in case if the kid does not crack that screen test, immediately they reach the school, play schools. And in that situation, one more situation I had to face. Two kids are very close friends. One got the seat, the other one didn't get. Immediately again the blame is on the teacher. She pampered and she taught that kid, she didn't teach my kids. So we face such situations and it is difficult for the teachers. We as head, we can manage, but the teachers are really poor to handle that situations. How are we supposed to handle it?
The perspective that I had told you this point was collecting evidences at a very, very early stage when the child is with you. From the time the child is associated with you until November, if you take the parents into confidence and tell them time and again, invite them for a coffee meet, talk to them not only about the PTM, only about their achievements, you talk about how your child did this drawing, how your child helped the other child, how your child played during the games period, how your child exchanged a conversation, it was a funny narration, how the child expressed about the ideas. If you keep talking to the parent time and again about the accomplishments of the child in one side, plus your observations of where the child needs to improve. Two different set of parents, parent A and parent B you had. So both the parents, if your teachers are going to give a similar, structured answer, then they are going to be a bot. Isn't it? If they are going to deal with the emotions of the child and the parent, keep them into confidence time and again. Then, in the month of December, if they are throwing such tantrums with the screen test that they have failed, you can always, don't you think I have spoken to you in June? Don't you think I have spoken to you in July? Do you remember we had a conversation in August? You came for the Independence Day celebration. That time I had briefed you what mistake you did. So what is the action taken from your end? That way, you cannot stop the parent from accepting you and staying with you. But at least you can make the parent and the teacher realize that mistake was not on your part. You don't have to carry it till the end of the year. Meanwhile, such parents, please talk to them in a very understanding fashion. If the teacher is coming and telling you, tell the teacher, bring the parent to me, let me talk. If the parent is coming in not involving, just taking only inputs, no action is taken, tell the teacher to intervene. Sir, madam, few days ago, I had told you, no, this challenge your child is having. What have you done about it? No, I don't have time. I'll come in. Okay, give an appointment. Please come and meet my head during the weekend. You have an appointment. You have to meet. Will the parents say no? No. So, periodically, if you start involving them, the interest which your teacher shows in that child, the interest which you show in that child, is not the equal or the optimal level shown by the parent. Without the support and collaboration of the parent, definitely you cannot upbring a child. That is my perspective.
And things are beyond also, which I understand. Many parents don't understand. They don't accept the child. So there you have to bring the human touch. So many times I tell my examples also. Yes, I wanted to be a doctor and this and that, and all the efforts are somewhere touched their nerve also. Okay, I'm sure you also wanted to. Did you pass that exam? But it's not very nice. Surgery, it touches them. They change their attitude. So that counseling, that way of talking and interacting with them, where they have failed to understand the child perspective. And the different people have different intelligences. Where they have failed to understand that, our child, not only their child, our child is trauma, facing so much, right? So how do we help the child? How do we help that particular parent? So bring the human touch, bring your communication skills, touch their heart. Right? I tell many times, oh, I'm sure you must be, you wanted to be a surgeon. Then did you give any exams? But you needed to be very skillful. Don't take pangas. No?
We get a solution for this. I'm the core member of Early Childhood Association Mumbai. So we had this discussion when the NAP 2020 things have come up. So we had a meeting with directly, the Central Education of the Central Ministry of Education India. Just as I mentioned, the speed test. So the topic was only on that. Can't I choose my school? I mean, school for my kid. So why they are conducting the speed test? So are their staff is not eligible to teach to my kid? So these are the questions was raised by some of the parents and as well as our members. So we have given the report and they are working on it. So very soon you might hear the answer that there won't be any screen test in the big schools.
Primary perspective that I had told you this point was collecting evidences at a very, very early stage when the child is with you. From the time the child is associated with you until November, if you take the parents into confidence and tell them time and again, invite them for a coffee meet, talk to them not only about the PTM, only about their achievements, you talk about how your child did this drawing, how your child helped the other child, how your child played during the games period, how your child exchanged a conversation, it was a funny narration, how the child expressed about the ideas. If you keep talking to the parent time and again about the accomplishments of the child in one side, plus your observations of where the child needs to improve. Two different set of parents, parent A and parent B you had. So both the parents, if your teachers are going to give a similar, structured answer, then they're going to be a bot. Isn't it? If they are going to deal with the emotions of the child and the parent, keep them into confidence time and again. Then, in the month of December, if they are throwing such tantrums with the screen test that they have failed, you can always, don't you think I have spoken to you in June? Don't you think I have spoken to you in July? Do you remember we had a conversation in August? You came for the Independence Day celebration. That time I had briefed you what mistake you did. So, what is the action taken from your end? That way, you cannot stop the parent from accepting you and staying with you. But at least you can make the parent and the teacher realize that mistake was not on your part. You don't have to carry it till the end of the year. Meanwhile, such parents, please talk to them in a very understanding fashion. If the teacher is coming and telling you, tell the teacher, bring the parent to me, let me talk. If the parent is coming in, not involving, just taking only inputs, no action is taken, tell the teacher to intervene. Sir, madam, few days ago, I had told you, no, this challenge your child is having. What have you done about it? No, I don't have time. I'll come in. Okay, give an appointment. Please come and meet my head during the weekend. You have an appointment. You have to meet. Will the parents say no? No. So, periodically, if you start involving them, the interest which your teacher shows in that child, the interest which you show in that child, is not the equal or the optimal level shown by the parent. Without the support and collaboration of the parent, definitely you cannot upbring a child. That is my perspective.
To keeping a consistent record and communication with the parent. But things are beyond also, which I understand. Many parents don't understand. They don't accept the child. So there you have to bring the human touch. So many times I tell my examples also. Yes, I wanted to be a doctor and this and that, and all the efforts are somewhere touch their nerve also. Okay, I'm sure you also wanted to. Did you pass that exam? But it's not very nice. Searching, it touches them. They change their attitude. So that counseling, that way of talking and interacting with them, where they are failed to understand the child perspective. And the different people have different intelligences. Where they have failed to understand that. Our child, not only their child, our child is trauma, facing so much, right? So how do we help the child? How do we help that particular parent? So bring the human touch, bring your communication skills, touch their heart. Right? I tell many times, oh, I'm sure you must be, you wanted to be a surgeon. Then did you give any exams? But you needed to be very skillful.
Examination in class 11 and 12. Now let us all think and bring in the competitive enrollment at the KG level. So whoever parents would like to enroll their children to be prepared for the competitive examination to get into one, will train them in such a way. We'll all think, sir, as a panel member there, kindly just look into it. You put this proposal from our end, sir.
It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Sunshine Smart School, but yet visionary institution that has opened its doors in 2023 in the city and the fast-growing neighborhood of Hulimagla. Though newly established, the school carries the strength of a powerful vision and the commitment of its leadership. The institution is a proud creation of our founder and the chairman, Mr. Brahmanand Reddy sir, whose dedication to education excellency has been the driving force behind every initiative. Alongside him, our CEO sir, Mr. Purushottam M. Reddy sir, with his forward-thinking approach and deep understanding of modern schooling, has shaped Sunshine Smart School into a vibrant center of learning. Affiliated to ICS's board, the school offers a comprehensive academic journey from preschool to grade 10. We are also part of a growing chain of institutions known for their consistency and standards. Value-driven education and commitment to cultivating confidence and capable learners. Our motto, creating a better future. It is not just a line, it is a heartbeat of our schooling philosophy. We believe that every child is born with a natural curiosity and learning becomes meaningful only when this curiosity is nurtured. At Sunshine Smart School,
Children are encouraged to question, explore, and express freely. We now begin the distribution of certificates. This is a special moment to recognize and appreciate the active participation and efforts of all our participants. Each certificate is a token of your dedication, your achievement. Thank you for your patience and presence. Let us proceed with the certificate distribution.